Hey, how's it going? This week, I want to talk about my tattoos, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's start with the first tattoo I ever got. The first one I ever got, I got it with my little brother who's way bigger than me now. We're both born in July, we're both Cancers. Our birthdays are actually exactly 7 days apart, like 4 years and 7 days. But we got this tattoo at the same time. My little Cancer symbol. And that was the first tattoo he ever got too, so that's pretty cool. The second tattoo I ever got was this guy. See that big scar? Story time. In 2009, I was on my way to work, and where I used to live was like backcountry roads, and then you would jump on the freeway. Maybe about 50 yards away from where you jump on the freeway, I like looked down to change my CD or change a channel. It was one of those split-second things you drive in and you just like whoop, whoop. And when I looked back up, this black bird just dived right in front of my car. It did like a whoom. And I saw a couple feathers and I'm driving and I'm like, did I just hit that bird? And I look in my mirror and I see this poor bird, like I hit the bird. It was a big black bird. And so all day I'm like, well, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, this gotta be a bad omen. I was getting off work early that day because we were going to go to a concert that night. So I get off of work an hour early. I'm driving home. I get off of the freeway, and as I'm coming up to the stop sign, I want to turn left, and that's like where I hit the bird. So I'm coming up to the stop sign and my brakes are not working. They're not working, and I see that there is this Blazer coming at me, and the road was 45, but like really people always drove like 55 or 60. I don't know how fast this guy was going. And so I see this car coming for me, and I don't remember if I like kept trying to hit the brakes or if I hit the gas to try to like just make it across before he hit me. But he hit me. He hit the front of my car, and then we ricocheted, and we hit the back ends of our car, and my car goes spinning, and his car went up on an embankment, and there's smoke and everything. I thought my car was gonna blow up. I undo my seatbelt, because this is where my seatbelt, and I literally roll out of the car onto the road, and I have this golf ball underneath my skin. It's just this huge bump. I broke my collarbone. I remember sitting on the road and looking, and I could see where I hit that bird that morning. Like, that's how close it was to the accident. And it was actually a pretty big turning point in my life. A lot of changes were going on during that time, and so kind of gave me a bird's eye view on life. And so I got my little bird here. I actually drew up this little bird, and I got my little bird here looking at the scar like, yeah, B, that's what happened. And like, no joke, we were gonna get working on my brakes like the next day because I needed new brakes. Anyway, I don't really remember the order of my next tattoos because they were all around the same time of each other, but this is probably the freshest tattoo I ever had. I drew this up in the morning, and by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it was on. It's behind my ear. It's a guitar with like the bass note and the treble notes in it. I don't know why there's a J on the bottom of it. That was not in my design. The only thing I can figure is the tattoo's artist, his name started with a J. So I don't know if he thought it was funny to tag his work. Well, it is what it is. That's the tattoo game. This is one of my favorites. It needs touched up so bad. It's so faded. And when it's like real touched up and all black, it looks like two whales kissing. It does. That one's one of my favorites. I think the tattoo after that would be my Harpo Marx. And let me tell you about this tattoo. If you've ever seen the Marx Brothers, that's what he's from. He's Harpo Marx. He's the silent character, and he just does all these silly things. He mimes stuff. He has like a horn that he honks to like goof with people and prank them. Like, he's just a funny dude. He was on I Love Lucy back in the day, and I used to crack up so hard at Harpo Marx and Lucy. They did like the mirror trick. It was just funny. But this specific tattoo is from the movie Duck Soup. I had never seen a Marx Brothers movie before. 27 minutes into Duck Soup, Groucho is sitting at a desk and he's writing something, and he's got this big feather quill pen that he's writing with, and Harpo comes in and cuts the tip of the feather off. And Groucho goes, "Hey man, just who do you think you are?" And Harpo goes, and he pulls up his shirt sleeve And he's got a picture of himself tattooed on his arm. I paused the movie. I sketched it up. I said, I need this tattoo. It was hilarious. And then one year I did dress up as Harpo Marx for Halloween, and when people asked me who I was, I pulled up my shirt sleeve and I showed them my Harpo Marx, and I was like, it's also good for me to have Harpo Marx because, like I said, he is a silent character, and sometimes, I mean, it doesn't work that well, but sometimes he does remind me that I just need to keep my mouth shut because sometimes I talk too much. So this tattoo is a sweet tattoo. That's actually a tribute tattoo. When I used to live in Kent, there was this wonderful artist named Gina, and she did amazing art. She did murals, she did paintings, and whenever I first saw her, I was a bartender at a bar in Kent, I was kind of intimidated by her. She had bright blue hair and tattoos everywhere. She had flowers on her forehead, this bird. She had on both sides of her face. She had the wings on her ankles. She had color bubbles on her. I mean, just, she was a walking, living work of art. She was beautiful. But I really was at first. I was intimidated by her. And my boss was like, that's like the most punk chick you'll ever meet. And she's the sweetest soul. And after I got to know her, she really was the sweetest soul. I think a little misunderstood sometimes and a little nutty like the rest of us are after, you know, living a lot of years on this earth, because it's kind of crazy. She was amazing. She was beautiful. And so this tattoo not only represents her, but it also reminds me to really just be yourself and do your own thing, because life is short. It really is. Another tattoo I have, we gonna move the camera for this one. I've got Harley Quinn diamonds on my leg. Yup. I don't really have a story for those other than the fact that I really like Harley Quinn, and so I got Harley Quinn diamonds tattooed on my leg. I've also considered getting her armband done, but we'll see. Tattoos take money. Yeah. And my last tattoo is a work in progress. It's not being worked on right now because of the Rona, but it was being worked on. It's a fixer-upper. This is what the original looked like. And as you can clearly see, I've dubbed him Derpy Batman. And this chick, man, she really did fix him up. He looks so much better now. She added, instead of like the little V bats that he did, you know, like the kind of bird or winged animals you do when you're like 5. And you're like, oh, look, I drew this scene and there's some birds in the background and they're just like the little V's in the air. That's how he did these bats. And she gave me fear and loathing in Las Vegas bats. It's like some Ralph Steadman bats. So I really like that she did that. She fixed up the bat symbol for me because it was really wonky. She blacked out the face because he looked derpy. Like it was not a good look. So the only thing we really have left to do is like there's some skin toned pieces in here. I think we're gonna go back through those with white. It's supposed to be like a watercolor universe Batman kind of thing in space, and he really muffed it up. So we're still working on it. I haven't been back because of the Rona, but you see how there's like a color splash up here? There's gonna be more color splashes coming out, and we gotta go in and, you know, do some highlights and stuff. So he's my work in progress one. And so far, all of the tattoos I have, all of my tattoos are on my left side. I'm not venturing onto my right side as of yet. I'm probably gonna fill up the left side first. But why the left side? Literally anything that's happened to me has been on the left side. I have sprained my left arm, my left thumb, my left ankle. I've busted my left ribs. A couple of them got busted one time with a car accident. I mean, almost everything that happens to me is on my left side. So I think it's a little weak, and I'm going to beef it up with some art, and that's just my thought process. I mean, there's a method to everybody's madness, right? That's it. Those are all of my tattoos. There's not many. I've got plans for many more. I have so many ideas, but again, money. So also, special announcement, I'm deleting my Facebook. I'm done with Facebook. I had a Facebook about 10 years ago and I deleted it because I was just tired of it. A few years ago, I started up a new account and I was like, let's just give this another go. There's a lot of people I could stay in contact with on Facebook, and so let's just keep it for that reason, but I can't anymore. It is so negative. It is so fake. There is so much misinformation that gets spread on Facebook. And you know, the articles that I see people sharing all the time, I'll go to Google and I'll be like, hey, what's up with that? And Google will be like, yo, that's not true. And I'm like, everybody on Facebook says it's true though, so it's crap. Facebook is just, it's not for me anymore. I will still be on Instagram, which I know is run by Facebook, but it doesn't have all the crap on there. It's just pictures. It's just pictures of people living their lives, and I really like that. I'm still going to be on Twitter because everybody needs a little rage every now and then, and it's kind of funny to scroll through Twitter, and I'm still going to be on YouTube. But I am deleting Facebook. It's happening this week. So go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, and subscribe to my channel. New videos get posted every Sunday. And thanks for watching this week's video. If you liked it, hit that like button and keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Okay? Peace.